What are we doing today?
What?
What are we doing today?
Well, aside from going deaf from the RX8 with no exhaust on it, trying to be on the down low on the highway in neutral most of the time, we are currently headed to see Chris at FlyRyde, which I've been waiting for this. We've been talking for a while. He's going to do a complete makeover on the Brap Bunny's head and tail lights. So we are actually going there right now to meet with him, check out his shop, and come up with a master plan.
We made it.
My head is hurting so bad right now. I can't even think.
Yeah.
Chris, can you think? I can't think right now, but we made it. We made it to FlyRyde. I'm so brain dead right now. Boom! There's Chris.
Hey, what's up?
We made it. I cannot wait until I get an exhaust on this thing, which I still have to figure out what I'm doing. But I'm 100% gonna get one of those, I think it's like a butterfly switch where it's silent mode. Got the Lambo doors rocking. I still am not used to those, by the way.
Out and up.
Every time I feel like I'm gonna break it as I keep trying to open it like a regular door.
Yeah,
we're gonna check out the shop and come up with some crazy stuff, right?
I'm down. Let's do it.
Woo! We're at FlyRyde. You guys, this is Chris,
Hey.
the FlyRyde, and then this is Nick from Matchless IT.
Hey.
I still haven't told the channel what we're doing yet, and maybe you have on your live stream. It's fine if you have. Here, we're gonna figure out what we can do with the head and tail lights, customize them, make them look insane with FlyRyde, and then we also have to be able to control them with the tech that we are installing in the center dash of the car. So that is why we are all here. We're gonna be taking the lights out.
Yeah, let's do it. Rip them off right now.
Alrighty. I got this. Then down, down, down. Yep. Boom.
What are we looking at?
We're trying to figure out if we can get the lights out without taking the whole bumper off. And I've never even taken the bumper off yet.
Right around in here in the center. So there's one right about in the middle. I can feel it.
Really hope we don't have to take this off.
What, the Brap Bunny?
No, the whole kit. I've never taken these lights out before, so I'm just in real time. We're all figuring that out right now. Before this, like before the past 2 months, I've never done anything to this car. This is the first ever car that I got. It only has 50,000 miles on it. I got it when I was in college. I packed up my entire life and drove from Daytona Beach, Florida to San Francisco like 8 years ago in this tiny little car. And I've not touched it until now.
The body.
Alright, we're taking the bumper off.
Let's put it in the back.
So I just need to take these
Kit stays
off.
on. I think I found the rest of them.
Nick found it.
Yes.
We get in here.
Welcome to trying to take off your bumper for the first time 101.
It's also
There's a million Allens holding this all together. I found it.
useless piece of plastic.
Wow.
I believe that's a forward crumple zone.
So this was it? They said there was 4 screws right up here?
Right here, 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 and here.
It's actually the first time I've seen the bumper just chilling, you know? Now we're here to do what we came here to do. Headlights, right?
All right. Well, now I know where I'm at. Couple tens and we're good to go.
Now I see
Oh,
the
wow.
subject.
Finally! What we've been working so hard for.
Right? And signal down. Come on now. Wasn't hard at all.
Wasn't hard. What? That was what? 10 minutes? 10 minutes, yeah. Here we go. 1. Bam. Done.
Not bad. No one needs that.
Oh, this sick mod I'm doing, guys. Weight reduction. There we go.
You have a scale?
Yes!
So the trick for me is gonna be, I'm gonna have to cut them open and then hide where the cut marks are at, because the easiest thing to do is just like, just slice the whole thing off, but then you're gonna see where that blade came through. And so I'll
You don't
film
separate
exactly
it
how.
with heat, or there's different ways you can do it?
So on some cars, like on the GTR, it's sealed the same way as the headlight. The problem is these things are sealed with the big machine that kind of, it's like friction welded. So it like vibrates this side and this side together, and then they like melt. And there's no like unvibrating machine. There's never a good vibrator when you need one. So this is this is just gonna have to be cut, but it'll work out. And I don't think I've ever seen it done, not on these particular sets of lights. But I could tell by the LEDs that are in there, they'll be really, really simple to take control of. But then these, they won't need to have a turn signal bulb anymore, because the red will be the turn signal.
Okay.
And so we can do the reverse light on this and this. So when you throw it in reverse, you'll have 4 beams, and then all the stuff that's in there that's chrome right now will be black.
Yeah.
And so it'll just look way more stealthy.
I'm so excited to see what it looks like blacked out.
Yeah, it'll look way, way different.
Let's talk about some light stuff. So we're all sitting at FlyRyde looking very official. We're going to get to kind of the ideas of what we can do with the headlight and the taillights, but then we're also talking about the bigger picture. With Microsoft and Matchless IT, we're tying in the bigger picture of all of the car's lighting needs and having that be controlled by a central command center. We're getting a little nerdy right now, trying to talk about how we're going to make that happen and how this solution doesn't really exist currently.
Basically, if you've got multiple different functions, then you've got a little remote control for this, and you've got a Bluetooth app for that, and then another Bluetooth app, and then this button on your dash, and you have all these segregated ways of controlling something cool, when it could be this nice, like, cohesive whole operation where push a couple buttons, or you can have something that's like even pre-saved, that you push this one button and it turns on 4 of those individual things, just because it's all done with coding and programming, as opposed to switching a bunch of little individual buttons like interior glow, underglow, headlight glow. Like, that should never have a switch. It should all be done with electronics, like all in an app. That's what I think. And
that is why we're all here, right, Nick? Absolutely. That is why we're going to tackle this problem with the Brap Bunny build and figure it out to then implement on my car.
Come up with a system that is repeatable as well, and also field upgradable. I think is always important. Is, you know, when you want to add to that, you know, we do one thing on these cars and we're never done. You know, there's an area of light we just missed in the corner. I'd like to add some more. You know, being able to upgrade it as well without having to, you know, take it to someone or anything like that. Is being able to do it if you have some just basic mechanical skills.
Module design for the car world. We're gonna go through the sacrifice for all of you guys. We're gonna figure this out, so then you can hit these 2 guys up to figure out how to do it on your car.
One of the things I'd like to do, I mean, obviously how you're talking about doing the lights, just the circling and some, you know, using the, you know, swapping the turn signal function for some other things. You know, the lighting for underneath and inside the car, we're able to control each individual pixel and each individual color on that pixel.
Right.
So, you know, that's one thing that, you know, I want to make sure that as we're designing this too, we can make sure that we keep the control of the pixels and the matrix together on all of the devices.
That's also a very segmented group of technology. Basically, you've got 50 different apps that they all suck. There's one that I like. It's actually sitting right next to you, and those rings are NeoPixel rings. But the reality is the thing that separates one app or one company that uses that tech from the other is their understanding of the coding and the tech, and actually making really, really cool, like, intuitive adjustment to be able to control that stuff. This thing will respond to the accelerometer in the phone. So as I'm moving it, it can be doing this. So for example, on a drift car, this is what you can set the sensitivity level. So let's say you're doing nighttime drifting, and you want, when you kick the ass end out, it's gonna go from being blue to red, right? And just the violence of the movement of the car turning is what's actually going to dictate the color. That's crazy cool stuff.
Yeah.
You can also set it
You
to
wanted
miles per
the
hour.
RPM. You wanted full car light RPM.
It'd be awesome if that could be coded in to work with
RPM
like the whole
mode.
thing. Yeah.
Boom. Like you just
Absolutely.
like
That to
yeah.
me sounds
We want
amazing.
to take that data from other sensors that we're picking up in the car,
Right.
and be able to tie other sensors into the lighting as well. Like you
Right.
said, having the gyroscope, being able
Right.
to tell what things are happening. Yeah, we want to use the car for that as well.
Yeah.
We're talking about a lot of lighting right here. So the main ones that we're talking about are obviously what we're doing here, which is head and tail lights that are going to be insane. And then also I want interior lighting everywhere, underglow everywhere. I'm going to put a light bar on the car. We're going to customize that, integrate that into it. What else? Am I done yet? So we're talking about a lot of stuff. All these integration things, they are going to be crazy, crazy important to then have like one cohesive, customizable, crazy interface. Oh, did I say the starry ceiling? I'm also doing custom headliner, and since I have to take everything out to do that anyway, I'm like, why not throw lights in there too? Yeah, there's a lot of connectivity that we're going to be figuring out these geniuses to help with.
What our plan is we're probably going to write an app overseeing all of it.
Yeah.
As much direct communication as we can.
Yeah.
If we have to integrate with other Bluetooth and things
Sure.
like that, we can do all that. That's not a problem. But yeah, we want to bring it all into a single wrapper. Have nice pictures you can work off. So, hey, I want to work with the headlights. Touch the headlight.
Okay, now this one button controls underglow, interior glow, and the starry sky.
Yeah,
Push
and
the button
with a
and it does.
computer, it's just a matter of like adding icons.
Yeah, it's just a matter of
And
adding icons.
programming
and
what it
make look
does.
good.
Need a party mode where they just go crazy or like to the music, and then RPM mode. Boom, RPM mode, party mode, and then just like my normal setup mode where it's the preset stuff like you were talking about.
The ability to understand the location of each pixel,
Yeah.
being able to control each individual pixel, and then each individual color on that pixel. So I know if I'm controlling the pixel at the beginning of the strand or the end of the strand.
This is 30 wires. How the chip that I work with identifies that is because I run a freaking wire to it. And it just knows that channel 1 goes to that LED, channel 2 goes to that LED. And so you're going to have this stuff running through the taillights, and it's going to go to the little sequencer. The sequencer is cool because it's made for a car. It's not like a lot of people talk about Arduino and like these weird little controllers that you can write code for. That's not what this is. This is a thing made for a car. It's called a ghost sequencer. And so it's made specifically to have running lights, but it's already got the logic that knows if you step on the brakes, then the brakes are more important than the running lights. So the brakes override everything. But if for some reason you want to have the show mode on, there's this like hierarchy where it's like, all right, if the turn signals are on and then you push the button to do the party mode, then that's going to come on no matter what. Because otherwise, if you have the party mode on and you're driving and you hit the turn signal, then that would cancel it out.
Yeah.
And so this is kind of like they've already done the figuring out of like what are the street functions that are needed. So running light, brake light, turn signal. There's a reverse mode if you use that. There's all this different stuff that's built in. And then there's the fun stuff, which is like, how can we make all these LEDs animate and do the dance that we want them to do? And you write that with code, and then you can just update them. Kind of like you flash a computer to the car, you just flash the little chip and send the new code in there. And as long as you've made your animations small enough to fit on that file size, then you can make it do whatever you want. That being said, those little wires that turn it to party mode need to be told to get power.
Yeah.
The control center will send power to those things. And so they'll integrate that with the thing that's also changing colors at each individual pixel and all of it.
The biggest difference, like you said, that one takes all those wires.
Right.
Positive, negative,
data.
And data.
That's
it. One in, one going out to the next one. But you have to have both old school and new school to be able to accomplish what we want to accomplish. Tying that in together, analog to digital, is really what, again, what makes this special. Is that people aren't doing that. The technology is not going to progress fast enough, or if ever, to make everything digital.
Right.
So we have to have the ability to be able to talk to analog things. I mean, all of our sensors are analog. So, everything in the car, we have to be able to do that. Right. And we have to be able to bring new technology in, such as this, and still have everything operate.
The crazy thing is, like, the only thing that exists that's like super techie right now is a glorified version of this.
Yeah.
It's basically just a bunch of on-off switches that's Bluetooth controlled, and that's the most advanced thing.
So design-wise, you sent me a photo of the like hexagon things that look insane. Right. These are the crazy like hexagon demon eye things that I'm freaking out about. They're so cool.
So yeah, what this exact thing is, to break it down, that hexagon is color changing. So just as RGB, there's no addressable. Then you've got an addressable strip coming through right here. So you've got a NeoPixel basically, and then you've got a RGB color changing LED behind the projector lens. The lens has had a bunch of little stickers put on it, and then it gets soda blasted, and it etches that thing, and then the stickers come up, and now where the stickers were is clear, and where they weren't covering, now that etching exists, so it catches the light. So there's a little light back here, there's a light on the front.
That's what that like honeycomb stuff is on the inside. That is so cool. Well, I was thinking of doing it with the rotor shape because it's rotary, but then I don't know. I think it's too rounded. It's not an aggressive shape. It just looked like just circles. Right. So I think the star.
Yeah, I mean, and here's the thing: we might think that sounds cool, and then like do a test, and it looks super dumb because of the concave. So it's one of those things that you just try it out and you see what's up. So
I think stars would be awesome, and then if not, just go back to the hexagon since we're gonna incorporate the shape in the light ring around it anyway.
It lends so well is because of those hexagon rings like that.
Yeah. Talking about doing that
right
here.
It's come to a point now where for so many years.
Okay, so really quick, we're just gonna talk about what is in his mad genius brain right now. What are you thinking? We already talked about the hexagon outside, maybe putting some design on the projector.
Yeah, so the fun part for me is that we can make a color changing the hexagon shape, so that'll be one aspect. Then behind the lens we'll have another LED. It's called a demon eye, so that's going to light up whatever design that we do. So you'll have two different sets of color changing options just in this light. Anything that's chrome always looks so much better if it's black. So the only thing that we can't get rid of that's chrome is the reflector for the high beam, because it'll lose its function. It literally won't be a high beam. It'll just be a little bulb that kind of turns on inside the light. No extra light hits the road. So that's the only thing that we're stuck with in terms of keeping it chrome.
If we wanted, like, would it be cooler if we deleted the high beam and just put an LED strip that was controllable? Because I am putting two rigid Radiance pods right in front of the oil cooler. Yeah. That little section there. I'm going to have two that I could make one of the pods my high beam.
The only reason that you wouldn't do that is because you have no other high beam. So a lot of times what people do is they'll actually change out the projector. You already have an HID projector. A lot of times what people will do is they'll change that to, it's called a bi-xenon projector. So it does high and low beam inside the projector. But if you have other pods and things that are going to go on the car anyway that are going to be bright, then you literally have no reason to stick with the original design. As long as your low beam still works and it hits the road and lights everything up like it needs to, everything else is just like a bonus, you know.
So we can have more fun in that form?
Yeah,
more fun, sure. Maybe. Okay. All right, that is the overview for the headlights, and then we're also doing tail lights.
So we're gonna cut this thing open.
So you're gonna have to like fully slice this thing open.
Yep. So I'm gonna have to use a special cutter so that I can slice just at the right edge to where I'll be able to get access to the inside, but you won't see a big ugly cut mark in there. Inside, I think design is going to be simple because we'll get rid of all the chrome and then we'll hook up all the LEDs so that we can control them individually and make them do all the animations back and forth and spin and flash and strobe, do all that. So
is there any way to get like this shape? Can we black out this hole and just have like a star so then only the starlight comes through?
Yeah, we definitely could. And there's even things that you could do where you would like pop that lens out and then just put a different piece of acrylic in there that's been etched very much like we could even do, if we come up with the cool design for the stars that we like in the projectors, we could even do that same exact pattern.
Possibly red delete, I don't know.
Yeah, so all that the red thing is a lens, so that'll pop off. So we'll just see if it's bright enough without them and everything's black and those LEDs just aiming raw straight out. If they produce enough light, then we're cool. I think what would be cool is to just fully do away with the turn signal bulb and the reverse bulb and just put some crazy bright color changing lights in there so that if we do the stars, then that'll be tied in with the whole color changing theme too.
You're gonna be possibly recording some of this process on your channel.
Yeah,
right?
I'll be showing how-tos on the majority of it. I really want to make it available so anybody that watches can replicate that same thing at home.
He will be doing a lot of behind the scenes and in-depth, like detail, how-to, what's going on video on his channel. He goes live all the time if you want to hang out. Are you excited?
I mean, I'm ready to see it all. Iconic.
Thank you, everyone. This is gonna be awesome. I'm excited. Woo!
We did it. We succeeded. We made it happen. I taught somebody new. She did great. She was crazy and climbing up in the rafters, and you'll see that later. And you don't know what I'm talking about yet, but we're gonna open headlights with a heat gun at Colette's shop, and it's dope. And Chris filmed. Thanks, Chris.
No problem.
All right, let's start.